Just for a little couple Ask a Trainer tips. We recently did a little bit of work on jump roping. So one of the biggest questions that comes up is, I want to get started jump roping, so how do I do that? There's a couple of big things you have to remember when jump roping. First of all, let's start with our feet. So feet are going to be nice and close together. Closer the better. This is going to keep you right in that compact space and really limit your movement. So if your legs come naturally apart, just a little bit like that, that's okay. It's really whatever's comfortable for you, because we want the least amount of impact, least amount of discomfort created in the jumping. Next piece, we want our knees nice and soft. You don't want to make sure that you're not landing nice and hard with those knees locked out. That's going to create a lot of discomfort in those knees, as well as in your hips as well, and can lead to other problems. So we want our knees nice and soft, feet together. Next piece of it, we're going to go with the jump. So when you jump, you only need about an inch of space between your feet and the floor. So it's a little tiny hop. Any more than that, you're really just using extra energy. You're not going to be able to jump for as long. It's going to cause problems for you if you're trying to go for that extended period of time. So obviously the next piece of it is spinning the rope. Now, when we look at this, we want our elbows in nice and tight to our body, really as tight as we can get them. That's going to help limit that shoulder movement, which is going to use even more energy. The second piece, we need our wrist to be really good at spinning that rope, because that's where all that power is going to come from once we get the rope spinning. There's an initial pull from your shoulders that's going to get the rope started, but after that, use the momentum of the rope and your wrists take over from there. So let's start off with the rope. We're just going to start off with it in quarters. Nice and long. You can get the gist of it. You see my shoulders start to go a little bit, get the swing, and then after that, it's my wrist that starts to take over. So adding in a jump after that, spinning, little tiny hops as the rope passes underneath our feet. You can even practice this as one-handed. You can go over to the other side, practice with the other hand, just until you get the gist of it, and then we'll move on to the full rope skips. So, now that you guys are all jumping champions, let's add the rope in. So the first stage is just start with the rope behind you. Now rope should always be just underneath your shoulder. That's probably the ideal length, especially for a beginner. Any shorter than that, you're going to start to hit your feet a lot. It's going to get really frustrating. So we're just going to start with simple single jumps. I apologize, not even single jumps, but we're just going to spin the rope under, catch it with our feet, stop, lift up our heels, and do it again. So you're just going to spin around once, catch it with your toes right underneath your feet. You can see the rope's underneath my feet. I'm going to lift up, bring it back behind my heels again, and go again. You're just going to practice this, and when you get good at it, you're just going back and forth. Obviously, shoes definitely matter. You want to try to use a nice thin-soled shoe so you can actually feel the ground. That's going to help the jumping a lot. You can see I have a little bit of a sole to mine. Not too much, not too bad. But so once you get good at that little catch and release, then we're going to go into full skipping. So little tiny hops, feet are together, nice and comfortable. Notice that my feet are never kicking back behind my body. They're always staying underneath me as I jump. That is also limiting that stress that we're putting on the knees here. So, go off. And once you learn how to do this, it just comes into a speed thing. So you can find your own speed. Obviously, I'm still a little bit new to jump roping. If you need to go a little bit slower, you can go a little bit slower and use that as your starting point. So going nice and easy, nice and slow. I find going a little bit faster is easier for me. Well, usually it's easier for me. And then from there you can get into all kinds of cooler tricks, like jumping one foot forward, jumping with the other foot forward, in and out, and eventually moving on to the tougher moves like crossovers and double unders, where you're spinning the rope under twice. So that's our little tutorial on how to jump rope. have fun, and jump on. I'm Ryan, Fitness Together Newton Center.
Ryan just talked about how to jump rope, and we both went to the certification class and learned these things. He's much better at jump roping than I am, so I'm going to talk about why you should jump rope as I sit on the couch. That's very appropriate. Anyway, so there are 6 reasons I'm going to give you for why you should be jump roping. The first one is improved cardio. So jump roping will really help boost your cardiovascular system. It's a great way to do cardio without like getting on the treadmill or the elliptical machine or the bike or whatever. It's a very simple thing that you can take with you. You can just pack a jump rope easily in your suitcase, and when you're traveling, you can just get it out and move things around and do some jump roping in your hotel room or wherever you are. The second reason that you should be jump roping, and this is my very favorite reason, if any of you know me, you know that I love talking about how jumping improves your bone density. Research has shown that it is one of the most effective ways for stimulating bone growth. And not only will it stimulate bone growth even better than running, it's much less damaging for the knees than running is. So when you're jumping, both of your feet are together, so that both feet are absorbing the impact of your body, as opposed to when you're running, 1 foot at a time is absorbing the impact. So it's much better for your knees. 3, it is very helpful in reducing fat, and lots of us would like to do that. So anyway, it compares favorably to running in terms of energy expenditure, of caloric expenditure. So number 4, it will increase strength. It's basically a total body workout. Not only are you working your legs, your calves will feel it for sure. That's going to be a huge part of it. But your posture will improve. You have to have your shoulders back and your chest out in order to jump rope well. So that's going to be very good. So you might even feel a little sore in your shoulders after jump roping. Number 5, it's going to improve your balance, agility, and coordination. And this is so key. As we all are getting older, balance is going away. So this is something I work with a lot of you on, and myself as well. I've noticed a huge decline in my balance. So jump roping does, it helps with agility also and coordination, because you have to move your arms and focus on jumping at the right time. So it's very mental. Once you get it, your body just takes over and you're able to do it well. But anyway, it will improve those things. And lastly, not least, it will improve your mood and decrease any stress you have in your life. I mean, just like any exercise does, you feel better when it's done. You might not love it while you're doing it, but if you put on a good song, a very fast song, and just start jumping, you're going to just feel better immediately. And it's very useful for time crunches. Basically, I've found some things that say that jumping rope for 10 minutes, continuous jumping for 10 minutes at 120 reps per minute is equivalent to about 30 minutes of jogging, 2 sets of singles tennis games, 18 holes of golf, 720 yards of swimming. So it's very effective and very fast. And you have to work up to it. You can't just suddenly go out and jump 10 minutes. I don't even know that I could do that at this point. But it's something to work towards, and it's very effective and enjoyable. So let's all commit to jumping more rope. Thank you.